All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to break down one of Amazon's most powerful and honestly most underused sales tools, the shoppable video. I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get started and hopefully see some serious results. And let's just start with the number that really matters. According to Amazon's own data, sellers who add a video to their listing see an average sales lift of nearly 24%. I mean, that is a huge boost. It just goes to show you how much customers really value seeing a product in action. So, what exactly is a shoppable video? Well, think of it as your virtual product demo. It sits right there next to your product images, and it gives you a chance to show, not just tell, customers what your product is all about, how it feels, how it works, what it's like in the real world. But the benefits go way beyond just that initial sales lift. You're building genuine customer confidence. You're answering questions about size and features before they even have to ask. And you're setting crystal clear expectations. And what does that lead to? Fewer returns and way happier customers. It's a win-win. Okay, let's get into the playbook. Before you even think about hitting record, it's so important to get the fundamentals right. This is what makes sure your video not only gets approved by Amazon, but actually, helps you sell. And you're not just limited to a boring product demo. As you can see here, there are a ton of different ways you can go. You could do an unboxing video to build that excitement, or a how-to to show how easy it is to use, or you could even tell your brand story to connect with customers on a much deeper level. Okay, this part is absolutely crucial. These specs, they're non-negotiable. If your video's in the wrong format or it's too big, Amazon's system is just going to reject it instantly. So pay really close attention here. MP4 or MOV, keep it under 5 gigs, and have a clean thumbnail ready to go. Now, when it comes to the content itself, Amazon wants you to be a helpful guide, not some pushy salesperson. Your whole goal is to show the product clearly and demonstrate how it's used in the real world. This means absolutely no external links, no discount codes, and no buy now language. Just be helpful. All right, let's talk about the upload process. Once you've got that perfect video all crafted, getting it live on your product listing is actually pretty straightforward, as long as you follow the right steps. So this is the main way to do it, and it's a super simple 4-step process right inside Seller Central. You just navigate to the video manager, upload your file, fill in the details like the title and the product ASNs, and then you hit submit. That's it. But there is a second way in. You can also upload your video through the image manager for a specific product. This is really handy if you're already in there updating your photos and you just want to add the video at the same time. Now, this is a great question and one a lot of sellers have. What do you do when your product has variations, like different colors or sizes? How do you make sure your video shows up for all of them? Amazon gives you a choice here. So if your video only really applies to certain variations, like say a specific color, you can add those ASINs one by one. But if it's relevant for all of them, just flip that little Include ASIN Variations toggle and boom, it'll apply to the whole product family. Okay, so after you hit submit, you gotta be patient. It's not instant. The review process can take up to 7 business days, and then it can take another few days for it to actually show up on your listing after it's approved. And just remember, things always slow down during the holidays. All right, so your video is uploaded, but what happens if something goes wrong? Let's cover what to do when things don't go as planned, and just as important, how to track your video's success once it's actually live. This is a really common one, and it causes a lot of panic for sellers. You get that approved email, you rush over to your listing, and it's not there. Don't worry, the fix is usually pretty simple. So here are the top 3 things to check. First, just give it a few days. Sometimes Amazon's system needs to catch up. Second, triple check your ASINs for any typos. And here's a great pro tip. If your listing is just packed with images, your video might get pushed off the main carousel. Try removing one image and see if it pops up. Ugh. Getting a rejection is definitely frustrating, but the good news is Amazon usually rejects videos for just a few common and, more importantly, very easily fixable reasons. So the usual suspects are trying to send traffic off Amazon with a URL, using promotional words like sale or discount, or using music you don't have the rights to. The fix is simple. Just find the problem, remove it from the video, and re-upload. Once your video's live and it starts getting views, you can check its performance in the metrics dashboard. It uses a really simple color code. Green is good, red means a decline. But just be careful how you read it. For something like your return rate, green is fantastic, because it means your returns went down. And hey, don't worry if your dashboard looks empty at first. It just takes time for the data to build up. Also, if you're on a listing with very few other sellers, Amazon might hide some metrics to protect privacy. It's totally normal. So after all that, the creation, the upload, the troubleshooting, what is the ultimate key to success with Amazon Shoppable Video? What's the secret sauce? So here's the bottom line. Success isn't about fancy editing or having a huge budget. It comes from following the rules, creating genuinely helpful content that shows your product in the real world, and just having a mindset of being helpful, not salesy. You now have the complete playbook, from the tech specs to the content strategy. So the only real question left is, what story is your video going to tell? Is your product ready for its close-up?